Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.
All right, guys. Welcome to YMA Nation podcast, episode number 1 for Friday football.
Friday football.
Look, the biggest football person I know. She created this. Like, we got to do football on a podcast.
Look, we're always serious. We have serious topics. So this brings out the fun,
okay,
and just shows people a different side.
I had to participate because I seen her like getting her Clemson shirt, and you know I'm born and raised in Miami, and I'm a Miami Hurricanes fan.
He got a new shirt, y'all. He got a brand new shirt.
It's brand new because I couldn't let her be on a podcast with her Clemson, and
Hold on, time out.
Okay,
let me tell y'all. So he bought the shirt and said that he was going to save it for when Miami played Clemson in the ACC championship game, which is never going to happen. So anyhow,
let's
he
not
had
get
to
off
break
topic.
It out.
Let's not get off topic,
now.
right?
So,
we want to make sure that we stay on topic. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that Miami and Clemson football game.
We are.
But I give them their props though. You know, Clemson got a good team year over year, so Miami are just getting like that momentum up. So guys, thank you again. YMA Nation podcast today, episode number 1 for Friday football, and we are going to talk about tonight Miami versus NC State. Miami versus NC State tonight. Say it again.
7:30.
7:30 tonight. Miami versus NC State. So right now, Miami is 5-1, right?
5-1. NC State is 4-2.
4-2. 5-1 versus 4-2. And how do you feel right now? Do you want Miami to win or lose?
You know, I think it's going to be a very interesting
Okay,
game.
good. So she wants Miami to win. Good. So I think we all agree on that she wants Miami to win. She wants Miami to win.
Look, I'm not a Miami hater.
Okay.
But
you like strictly like Clemson, right?
Yeah.
So anybody that's not Clemson, then they are the enemy.
They are the enemy.
Okay. Well, how about anybody that's not Miami is no?
Hold on.
I like Clemson.
Yeah.
I like Clemson. They're a good team.
It's okay.
No, but I do like Clemson. They got a real good team. And I'm out here in the upstate too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is my home now. So they're a very strong team.
It's got to conform.
We're talking about Miami versus NC State first, right?
No, I think Miami has a good chance to win that game.
Okay, why?
Well, Miami is growing.
Okay.
So they have a new coach. They have a new fire up under them. They have a quarterback that can throw a forward pass now. So, you know, with that being said, they do have a bit of an offense, and that's what they've been lacking in previous years. So now that they have that, I think they have a good chance. But NC State normally has a strong defense, so it's going to be a good game.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you said that since you're talking about NC State. You know they lost last week, right? Against a rival.
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
But you still think they're going to have a good chance against Miami?
I'm just saying it's going to be a competitive game.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout one way or the other.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
They are giving up 182 yards on defense, on rushing. And I know that, you know, because again, I'm always going to be real. I know Harris, he's a good running back for the Hurricanes. But I really want tonight to see him perform. If he could perform tonight, like that'll give Miami a real niche and that edge of winning. So he had to capitalize on that because you got a team that's giving up 182 yards.
Right.
They gotta like rush. That's right. So Miami. Let's keep talking about Miami for a while.
I know you just want to talk about Miami forever. No, it's going to be a very interesting weekend, slated full of games.
Okay.
I put how many unbeatens will fall because we have some really good games coming on tonight outside of the Miami NC State game as well.
I thought we were still talking about Miami for a while. Let's hold on. Let's talk about because this is what we're talking about. The Miami NC State game is a highlight tonight.
It is.
It's a 5-1 team playing a 4-2 team.
Right.
So I think NC State is still going to do well tonight. But you got to think, too, that they don't have their quarterback. They got a backup quarterback in, and that's Hockman. Hockman is in. And he didn't perform well last week against their rival.
Well, backup quarterbacks kind of have it hard sometimes, you know.
We're going to see. I'm glad you said that because I want to see how you feel when we start talking about Clemson and them not having their quarterback.
Well, you know, every backup quarterback is not old DJ. You know, all backup quarterbacks are DJ, aren't number 5.
Okay.
They're just not him.
I just don't see NC State being, I don't even see the game being close. If you look at the stats last week, he made 14 out of 24 passes. 14 out of 20. I mean, I think that's a very low average in the game.
Yeah.
So they're averaging to give up 182 rushing yards. The quarterback on the offense had a 14 out of 24 pass completion. Mm-hmm. I don't see how they're going to compete against Miami. We'll see. So we'll let her because like she's the sports guru. So we'll turn it over to her and see what she has to say, especially when we get to Clemson.
We will. I mean, I'm just saying I think NC State will be able to maybe stop the run just a little bit. And they may not perform on offense well with backup quarterback. A lot of offenses don't. Because when you have a starting quarterback that's used to the system, that operates with the ones all during practice, and then you replace that with the backup quarterback, you have to build that chemistry.
Right.
He has to build the chemistry with the ones.
So Miami have the chemistry right now.
They have the chemistry right now.
But you think NC State, like not having their QB in right now, that's going to have a huge impact?
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
It will. It will have an impact on the game.
Okay, well, I'm excited. We'll see it tonight.
We'll see it tonight.
We'll see. On Monday, when we start talking about wealth building.
I hope Miami wins. But see, the more Miami wins, then the better that Clemson wins.
The opportunity for them to play again.
They're not going to play Clemson again.
Hold on. So let's talk about this. So you're saying right now, if Miami win all of their games throughout the season, they won't play Clemson.
But they're not going to win all of their games.
You're saying that Miami can't win the rest of their games?
They're not going to win all of their games.
So who is...
So let's look at Miami's schedule.
Okay.
Let's look and see who they got. They have NC State, Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest.
Win.
North Carolina.
Win.
I would say that NC State, they're missing their quarterback. But I will say that Virginia Tech is always hard. They play hard. And North Carolina.
Miami win. Go ahead.
In North Carolina, depending on what North Carolina team they get, they're kind of like 1 week they're good, the next week they're bad, and then you wonder what happened, and then the next week they're good again. So we just don't know what team's going to show up.
So anyway, so if Miami wins all of their games, there's no chance that they could play Clemson again?
It's going to be hard because you have Notre Dame in the ACC this year.
Okay.
And normally Notre Dame is independent. And if Notre Dame's only loss is to Clemson, they're going to the ACC championship.
Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So what are the chances of Miami getting in the top 4?
You mean for the college football playoff?
Yes.
Low.
It's low. Even if they win the rest of their games.
If they win the rest of their games, and for whatever reason, Notre Dame loses to Clemson and has another loss, and they do get to the ACC championship, they're going to lose to Clemson again.
I think I'm going to side with Clemson over. I think Clemson has that game. So if Clemson beats Notre Dame, then Miami have a chance of being in the top 4.
No. Because Notre Dame's only loss is going to be Clemson.
Okay. So that means they have to lose twice.
They have to lose twice.
Okay.
They're ranked above Miami right now.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
But if they lose twice, then Miami do have a chance.
Yeah, but Notre Dame really doesn't have a hard schedule this year either. So
the Notre Dame fans, they like, what is she talking about?
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But they really don't have they have left Wake Forest, Boston College, North Carolina, Syracuse, So I mean,
wins. So they're going to win.
Yeah, they're going to win.
So you
They're gonna
saying
win out.
even if they lose to Clemson, you saying that they'll have to come back and play them again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what they're looking at right now is whoever wins, if it's tied, who's going to go to the number 4 spot or get into the college football playoff.
Got it.
So if Notre Dame loses Saturday to Clemson and then beats them in the ACC championship, who's going to go to the college football playoff out of those two?
So the game tonight, Miami versus North Carolina State. What are your predictions?
I predict Miami. Miami's going to take care of business with NC State. I'll give it like maybe a 35-17 type game.
35-17 game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'll say 42-10.
Okay. Good deal.
Do
I need to write this down?
Write it down.
I want to write it down.
Write it down.
42-10. That's Joe's prediction.
That's my prediction.
We'll see who's closest.
We'll
next
see who
week.
closest. You want to bet $100 on it?
We are not condoning gambling.
That's right. We are not condoning gambling on the YMA Nation podcast.
right.
That's right. Unless it's like a husband and wife and they just want to, have like a friendly little wager or a Miami.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, we're not condoning gambling. Okay, so let's move on. So who's next?
I started off checking it every other week, just like most people do. Then it got out of control. I couldn't help myself. I started checking it day after day after day. I didn't realize that I was becoming addicted until my wife said something.
What did she say?
She said, "It's just a credit score, relax."
Are you checking your credit score?
Hold on.
Actually, there's some really good games Friday night outside of the Miami NC State game. You got San Jose State versus San Diego State. Both of them are undefeated right now.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game. And then you have BYU, who is 7-0 right now, versus Boise State, who's 2-0 right now.
Okay.
So with the COVID, some started later, so they don't have as many games as other conferences. So
the 2-0 really don't mean that like they got a strong team right now.
well, BYU has to go to Boise State, and that blue field is tough.
The blue
field is tough. So Boise State has a good record on that blue field.
Okay.
So,
that'll be an interesting game.
Look, if you ain't got nothing to do Friday night, watch you some football.
Because
there's gonna be some good games on.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then go to bed and recover for Saturday.
I don't have a chance to watch football like that.
I know. I really don't either, but
You make time for Clemson.
I make time for Clemson.
I'm making time for Miami
it's on my
tonight.
Schedule.
I blocked out my schedule tonight for the Miami game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I'm doing
Good.
nothing.
That means my schedule's blocked out too.
Right. Yeah, she
right.
tried to make her schedule around my schedule. You not go to work? Okay, well, do I get time off too?
Hey, we work it though.
We work it though, right?
We work
Good
it though.
deal. I just know that Miami gonna win tonight. But let's keep going.
Okay. So, interesting storyline. Pac-12 starts back this week.
Okay.
So Pac-12 conference is back in play this week. That's going to make things interesting for the college football playoff. Look out and what's going on and what's going to happen. As we know, Wisconsin's down, so they've canceled the game, their game this week too. So it's going to be a tough road for them if they do come back.
They canceled their game because of the COVID.
Yeah,
Man,
they have I
rough.
think the latest number was like 16 players that tested positive.
Wow.
And the head coach. So they are quarantining their
Quarantine.
yeah.
That is crazy. 16 players.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it could happen to any school, and that's why, the Big Ten was them starting so late, not having that many games. What would happen if something like this happened to one of their teams?
Right.
How are they going to get into the playoff?
Right.
If they have to miss, 2 or 3 games and they don't have the amount of games that other teams have on their slate.
So,
right.
But then we still talk about the team that has they're 7-0 and then this team is 2-0.
2-0. Mm-hmm.
So how does that fairly wage against like when you get towards the end of the season?
I think they're going to take into account that this is just a crazy year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's 2020. Welcome to
2020.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Right, yeah.
So, a lot of teams are still playing 7-8 games, seasons. But when you break your season down and only have that many games, now if someone does test positive, if a certain percentage of your team tests positive and you can't play 2 or 3 games, now you're just out of it.
Right.
You know? But they're doing anything to have a season at all. You know, they're trying to give these players an opportunity to play football. So
I think that's important too, because like that's like the livelihood of these kids. Like they want to build up their stats, right?
Yeah.
They want to build their stats up and get prepared, you know, to get drafted. And they actually got to love a lot of them players. Like I mean, they don't even love,
the love of
that game and not being able to play. And you see that when they actually like tweet out. Like I've been seeing like how Trevor Lawrence from the Clemson, like he did not want to miss that game last week.
yeah. No, he doesn't want to miss the game this week.
Oh, I bet he don't want to miss the game against Notre Dame. I bet he don't want to miss that game, but he's going to be traveling with them.
Yes. So I was reading, and he's going to be traveling with the team. I watched Dabo's press conference, bits and pieces of it, where he's going to be coaching on the sideline.
Coaching on the sideline. What does that mean?
That means he can't play, but he's out of the COVID protocol. So he's able to travel with the team. But due to the regulations of the cardiovascular testing that has to be done on the players when they contract COVID now, those test results take so long to do and come back and get the results that he's not going to be eligible to play.
Man, that's going to be a big game. But not to sidetrack you, you can keep going down like your list of great games that you're talking about. Because I know like you probably going to end it with Clemson. I know you probably going to end it with Clemson. I know you going to try to end it with Clemson. We should have started.
The game of the week.
We should have started with Clemson and ended with Miami. Look at her face. No, but you got to give Clemson their props right now. Yeah. And not just like for 2020, but if you look back 2019, 2018, 2017, like season, year over year, just an impeccable team.
Well, it's not just them. You have your elite. You have your elite teams, and then you have those teams right under the elite teams that are building programs, and you can tell they're going in the right direction.
Right.
And then you have everybody else.
Because you always see, like, year over year, Alabama's always up there.
Ohio State,
Clemson, always up there. Like they always
Notre
like
Dame.
the big, like they always those like the big teams that's like always like leading the conference, right?
Right. Yeah. So you're gonna have that. I mean, it happens, but it does start with the coaching. You have to have the coaching there that builds these players up. And there was so many great storylines, and I'm not going to get tracked on Clemson because I know you was going somewhere else. But where, you know, the Trevor was tweeting to DJ on the great game, and then DJ was responding on wish you could have been leading the team, and, you know, that camaraderie.
Right.
And what was interesting that I was reading is even you could tell the environment that Clemson has created. So on one of the NFL games, one of the Clemson receivers that went to the NFL, Adam Humphries, got injured. And one of the defensive players that went to the NFL that was on the opposite team, they both played for Clemson, Mackenzie Alexander, went over and checked on him.
Wow. And
they had like a story on it. But that's the environment that staff and it's built up in that.
It's the staff and it's the culture that they create because you even seen last week when the running back ETN got the award. Yeah,
and he gave it to DJ. Like
right, it's the culture that they create.
It's the culture that they create.
Right,
and not all schools have that. And you know that's one thing that I tell my son who plays football. Is you want to go to a school that's embracing and building that culture because those relationships you take with you to the NFL or whatever your path is afterwards.
Yeah, even after that, right? Yeah. Outside of like those games that you're playing.
Right.
All right.
But I'll let you get back on where you was going.
I'm not on the soapbox. I know you want to get to Clemson. I can see it all over your face that you want to talk about Clemson. So we're going to go ahead and move on to this big game. The game, actually, it is the game of the week, right?
Yeah. Yeah. College game day is going to be there.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah.
See, I didn't just make something up out of the sky. It's the game of the week.
It is. It is.
Are you trying to start or grow your business? Well, welcome to YMA Financial, where we have created the ultimate platform for entrepreneurs and business owners. We specialize in small business startups. Our accredited business consultants will help turn your dream to a reality. We'll help obtain your business documentation, help you establish and build business credit, and whether you're working from home or storefront, we'll help fully launch your business. Check out our website at www.ymafinancial.com or give us a call at 888-531-6611.
We are excited, and it's going to be an interesting game. I'm not saying that Clemson is going to win this game straight up and go in there and just wreck it to Notre Dame. It's not going to happen.
Clemson diehard fan is saying this.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. They're not going to give it to us. I don't know if you remember when Notre Dame came to Clemson and the wind and the rain and it was monsooning and that was a battle till the end. I'm talking about the very end. So I think this is going to be that game too. I mean, they're not going to hand it to us. It's not going to be easy. And we're going to have to see what happens.
So how do you feel with having Trevor out? How is that going to impact the complete offensive strategy?
So I'm going to switch gears on that.
Okay.
Because I don't think the offense is the problem. And a lot of the media missed this last week in our game against Boston College, and no one was talking about it. But we have 3 of our starting defensive players out.
Okay.
And the defense is what gave up the points in the whole first half of that Boston College game. The offense was scoring. The offense was going down the field. The offense was moving the ball. But the defense was giving up the plays because we had a lot of freshmen in and sophomore in taking the place of, we're missing Mike Jones to injury, Tyler Davis to injury, and then Xavier Thomas got ejected last week, and he's going to miss the first half of this game. So the defense and who they're putting in is going to be key to this game.
Okay. So on both ends of the ball, you think it's going to be some challenges for Clemson?
I don't see challenges on offense.
You don't?
I see the challenge on defense because Notre Dame has an offense that can move the ball.
Okay. So what's your...
And they have a quarterback that can throw the ball.
But y'all, the Clemson backup quarterback, he did good last week.
Yeah, he did. That's why I'm not worried about the offense.
Okay.
I'm not worried about the offense. And he's got ETN to rely on. Is that we got ETN, Amari Rogers. I mean, we're missing some key components at wide receiver, but we have wide receivers and tight ends that are stepping up and making those plays. And so I'm not too concerned with the offense. Not saying that, DJ is going to go in there. He's going to be in a different environment. It's not going to be a home field advantage.
Right.
But he rallied the team back last week. They came back in the second half and scored.
That's right, because they were struggling the first half.
It was 28-13 at halftime.
Yeah, y'all was down at halftime.
Yes.
Yeah,
and he rallied them back, and they did not. BC didn't score the whole second half of the game. I would have hated to be in that locker room for that halftime talk. I'm here to tell you, Venables is crazy sometimes.
I think.
But
I remember last week you was crying, right?
You was
crying at
I was
halftime.
driving. Let me tell you.
Oh, you was. That's right.
I was driving the first half. It was my fault that we started losing. Okay,
because you was driving.
I was driving and I had the wrong shirt on. So once we got parked, I changed my shirt. I put the game on and was watching it, and then they didn't score the entire second half.
Just because you changed shirts?
Yes, it's real.
I think that's like beyond a superstition right there.
Let me tell you. So I want in all the Tiger fan groups and everything. And
You're in all the Tiger fan groups.
yes. And so
I need
many
to join all of
people-
Miami groups then.
Look, so many people were talking about I had to change my shirt, my socks. I
Really?
had to change where I was sitting at
Wow.
in the house. I had to leave my parents' house and go back to my house because every time I'm there, Clemson loses, and I had to go back home. It was crazy.
That's crazy that people like think
like
that a shirt.
really, yes.
I just want to
It's
say,
real.
I do think it's crazy that a person thinks that. That's like me saying I'm wearing a Miami shirt tonight, and that's why they're going to win.
Maybe so. Yes, you got to put it in the atmosphere.
That the shirt is going to cause the team to win.
In the atmosphere.
I'm putting the shirt in the atmosphere.
You're putting the thought in the verbiage in the atmosphere. So you're like, this is my shirt that helps them win all the time.
So I need, if they win tonight, I need to keep
Wear
this
that shirt
every
Yeah,
time.
Every time.
All right, Miami.
I mean, it ain't gonna get them to the ACC championship, but you can wear the shirt and they can win.
Miami, if y'all win tonight, I'm wearing this shirt. I will wash the shirt tomorrow, and I'll wear it next week. And every game day, I will have this shirt on if Miami win.
It's real.
Because that means that this shirt is causing them to win. I don't care about the win factors. I don't care about who's playing. Like if the quarterback, running back,
Nothing.
complete, like all starters are out. If I have this shirt on, it's a wrap.
I mean, it comes
Even
with
against
a
Clemson.
little bit of common sense. I mean, you just
This
you
has
got to
been-
understand the technicalities of it.
This has been good. This has been good.
Yeah.
This has been, and it's crazy that Miami is like 5-1 and Clemson undefeated. So like we could always talk about like those two teams outside of like everything else that's happening in football.
Yep. So, what's your projection for the game?
For Clemson versus
Notre
Dame, man, I think
I'm
it's going to
writing
be
this down
close.
too, y'all. I'm
And,
writing it down.
all right, because I think that it's not going to be a high scoring game. So I see it maybe like around 2017.
2017,
Clemson up.
Clemson up. All right.
2017 Clemson.
I have a little bit of a different prediction.
Well, I gave you mine for Miami. You gave me yours for North Carolina State. So what are your predictions for Clemson?
I think it's going to be more of a high-scoring game because Clemson can move the ball, and so I think that
Notre Dame got a defense.
I think that Clemson's going to move the ball, and they're going to be able to score. So I'm going with a score of 42-35 Clemson.
Okay, so you think it's going to be a higher scoring game?
I do.
All
I think
right.
it's going to be higher scoring.
Well, we
And
shall know.
We can only hope that the defense is awake for the first half of this game because they can't get behind. They can't get behind.
We shall know. We shall know
Yep.
on
It's going to be
Monday.
interesting.
But guys, thank you so much for tuning in for YMA Nation podcast episode number
1 for Football Fridays.
for Football Friday episode number 1, man. So we'll be back on Monday for Wealth Building Mondays.
Yep.
And we're just going to keep this thing going. We are excited, and we plan on being here year after year after year after year.
We got exciting things coming up for Football Fridays too. So I'm going to get some women involved so we can have
Guest host.
Well, I want to teach women about football in the process because, you know, a lot of women really aren't in tune with football. And so they sit there and their husbands are watching football or the boyfriends are watching football and they don't know what's going on. So we're going to get some learning in here too.
Okay, I think that'll be real good. So, guys, make sure you tune in next Friday, too,
Yeah.
for Football Fridays.
Football
on
Fridays.
YMA Nation podcast. Make sure you subscribe on our YMA Nation YouTube channel,
Yep.
our YouTube channel. So, guys, subscribe. Whatever platform that you're viewing is on, subscribe. We'll see you guys Monday.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.